Howdy, here's Bonnie with a quick ad. I started podcast recording. What I missed from the beginning was a platform that allowed me to record my interviews with my guests in a way that gives me complete overview over the entire situation, over the audio quality, video quality, internet connection. And exactly after 3 years of podcasting, I finally found my platform to record on. It's called Zencaster. It's so easy to record a podcast on Zencaster. Log in using your browser and start recording a high quality podcast right away. Record studio quality sound and up to 4K video with your guests. Feel a sense of Zen, knowing Zencaster's multi-layer backups ensure you always have your recordings in highest quality, even if the connection is unstable. All you have to do is go to zencaster.com/pricing, that's spelled zencastr.com/pricing, and use my code BonniesLegends, that's BONNIESLEGENDS, and you'll get 30% off your first month of any Zencaster pay plan. I want you to have the same easy experiences I do for all my podcasting and content needs. It's time to share your story. Howdy, here's Bonnie, and welcome to another episode of Bonnie's Legends. I'm really excited to have you back on another episode of A Pretty New Music, which is my music section, which started as a blog back in 2022, and now it's a podcast section, so now I'm putting out 2 episodes per week, and it is an exciting time I am in. It's an exciting era of Bonnie's Legends. Yes, so today I am presenting to you my conversation with BEL. I tried to get BEL onto the podcast back when Pretty New Music still was a blog, and I'm actually really excited and grateful that we met this summer over Zencaster, and we talked about Cold Brew. I'm really excited that I recorded this as a podcast episode, right? It's not just a blog post, although I might bring my blog interviews back, so be excited for that. But yeah, today I'm presenting to you my interview with BEL. We talked about Cold Brew, which was back then. I think we did actually record this episode on the release date of Cold Brew, and I was really excited, and I felt like really special celebrating with her the release of the fantastic song. It's actually really my favorite of the new EP, which came out a week ago. The EP is called Read the Room, and we actually also talked about the EP at the very end of this conversation. So I'm excited for you to tune in, and as always, you can find BEL's socials in the show notes, as well as Bonnie's Legends on Instagram, where I'll post visuals of this interview and others. And yeah, again, if you really enjoyed listening to this podcast episode and you were on the lookout anyway for a music podcast that will feature new and upcoming indie artists about their new releases, you're on the right place. So feel free to subscribe and leave a review if you like this episode. And yeah, have fun listening to my conversation with BEL. Ladies and gentlemen, I have BEL here with me. Happy release day.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
I mean, not for the listener, because they're listening later on. But for you, it's a
Yeah.
release day, and I was so excited when I woke up this morning and I realized the song was out. I was like,
Yay. I know,
"Yay!"
me too.
Yeah.
I'm so happy it's out.
Yeah, usually I'm like interviewing the artist like
Yeah.
beforehand. And so I haven't heard the song yet and I'm like still excited for it. And I was like, this is a refresh, like this is something new that I can actually listen to.
Oh, yay. Good. I'm glad.
Yeah, so yeah, I've tried to get you onto the podcast for some
I know. I know.
time
It's been
now.
crazy.
Yeah. I mean, in my
Yeah.
life too. So all good.
And there's also a time difference too, right? What time is it over there for you?
Yeah. Now it's
Okay, cool.
6 at 6
Okay,
p.m. Yeah.
nice.
So you're Pacific, so it's like 9 hours back, right?
Yeah, it's 9 a.m. right here over here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, good morning.
Thank you. Good evening.
Appreciate the early morning interview.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm so happy to have you finally on the podcast. And
Me
I
too.
also love to like, especially when I try to get someone on the podcast, I love to witness their journey until, like from the moment I asked them the first time to then actually doing it. It's like such a growth in between. And I'm like, oh, I
Yeah.
love witnessing that. And so congrats on the past year. It's been happening so much. And
Thank
yeah.
you. That means a lot. Thank you.
I'm a huge fan also of your EP you put out last year.
Oh, thank you. Yeah. Jet
Yeah, I
lag.
remember listening to it a lot in the summer, like just laying somewhere on the grass and like listening to it.
Oh my
So yeah.
God. That makes me so happy. I have chills right now.
Oh, of course. I mean, I like your music, so there you
No,
go.
it's cool though. I think it's it's always scary as an independent artist to like put out stuff and not know how many people it's going to reach. So it's just cool to
Yeah,
hear that somebody across the globe
nice.
was listening to it in the grass.
Yeah, yeah. Um. Okay. Do you wanna start with the Bonnie's Legends check?
Yeah, sure.
Those are like 5 basic questions I ask everyone.
Okay.
So yeah, first question, what's your name?
My artist name is Belle, all caps, and then
Yeah.
my full name is Isabel.
Oh,
So yeah, my
okay.
family, I grew up with my family calling me Belle, so it's just a nickname that I was like always wanted to use in my music.
Yeah, nice. I love especially like a name like Isabella, which is quite a common name, that
Yeah.
there are so many like various nicknames for it. And so I love to see like yeah, I know a lot of Isabella, so it's like always
Yeah.
nice to like meet a new Isabella who has actually total different nickname and it's like, oh nice,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
totally. Yeah, some people try to call me Izzy and I don't like that. So I'm
Yeah.
like I like
Yeah, I have
Belle.
a friend of mine. A friend of mine's name is Izzy. So,
Yeah. No,
but
I
he
mean I
calls me
love it
like
for
that.
other people. I just it doesn't fit me.
Yeah,
It doesn't fit for me.
yeah, yeah. That's what I meant. It's like so interesting how the nickname then fits
Yeah, so
perfectly your
many.
person. Yeah,
Yeah.
nice. When's your birthday?
July 9th. I'm a Cancer.
Oh, so I have birthday like in 1 month.
Yeah, literally a month from today. Or I guess
Wow.
it's not
Okay.
coming out today, but yeah.
Yeah.
When's your birthday?
Mine is August 26th.
Okay, so
So
you're a Virgo?
yes, I am
Cool.
Virgo.
Very
A
cool.
new, like a fresh Virgo, because it's
Okay.
like in the beginning of the Virgo phase.
Oh,
They're
nice,
usually
nice.
born in September, but I'm a August Virgo.
Very cool. Love
Nice.
that.
Who is your legend?
This one is so hard. I really thought about this question a lot. I was such a massive Beatles fan growing up, and I think that it just seems like an obvious choice, but it's because it was such a big part of my musical journey, and like I just think they inspired me so much with the way that they went through so many different like experiments and
Yeah,
with sounds and songwriting and their style, and I just yeah, I hope to somehow be able to experiment a lot more as an artist myself and just to continue to grow like that. They're yeah. I mean, they're so prolific. Like everybody
yeah,
obviously knows who they are, but That's definitely a legend for me.
Nice. No one ever had said the Beatles by that question, so you're the first one. So
Oh, really?
it's not that an
I
obvious
know. Well, I
question.
wonder if it's because everyone's like, "Oh, that's too obvious. I don't want to say that."
Well, I get it. I
Yeah,
mean, it's um yeah, it's a bit complicated of artists that are like so popular, like the Beatles, but at the
yeah,
same time, it has a reason why everyone knows them because
right.
they were like genius, like they are genius.
No, absolutely.
What's a song that just takes your breath away by how good it is every time you listen to it?
I'm a huge fan of Julia Jacqueline and her song "Good Guy." Like the first time I heard it, I was like, I just stopped me in my tracks because I was just like, these lyrics are so like I wish I had written this. Like it's just so good and it's so relatable and it paints such a sad but really like vivid picture and I love it.
Nice. Yeah, I've seen her. I was at Primavera
Oh,
last weekend,
nice.
and so
Yes.
I've seen her live playing Good Guy,
Oh,
and so
isn't she
yeah,
amazing?
yeah, she is. She is. And she
Yeah.
looked like she came they had like little interviews. I
Yeah.
mean, that's like obviously a dream of mine to be one of the of one of those
You
where they
will.
get
You
to the
definitely
artist.
will.
Yeah, after the concert. And so I was like queuing for the Sparks because they played afterwards. And so I saw how she like came from backstage and did that little interview. And then, obviously she got recognized, and some teenagers were like running to her, were like, "Oh my God, can I have an autograph?" And
Aw,
so
I
yeah,
love
but she
that.
was she was very good. She did a great performance. So yeah,
Oh,
totally get that.
amazing. Yeah, love her.
What advice would you give your 16-year-old self?
I think I would say, I think I'd tell myself not to be afraid to make more mistakes. I've always been
Mm,
pretty um, cautious, I think, and I think it took me a bit more time to sort of take the leap for music because I was like afraid of it. And like, I think I would just tell myself not to be so scared to just like mess up or to fail more, you know, because that's
yeah,
just how I've been able to grow and learn from everything. And yeah, I mean, I think everything happens for a reason. I think that there's like timing is everything. But yeah, I think I would just tell myself not to be such a perfectionist.
yeah. No, that resonated with me a lot. I'm journaling about making mistakes and feeling like you're doing something wrong at the moment a lot. So it
Yeah,
resonates with me a lot because I've had like a late night session last night where I couldn't sleep, and I was like,
yeah.
why do I always think I do everything wrong? Like, what? Why?
Yeah, totally. The
Yeah,
guilt and the shame are like big things for me for sure. So
yeah,
thankfully
yeah.
therapy is helping with that. But
Yeah.
yeah,
Okay, so that was the Bonnie Sledges check.
amazing.
And yeah, so for anyone, I mean, I'm saying this all the time because it's like, because I know you're right, but it's like I have so many friends because I love indie artists and I love discovering like people on TikTok who tell me I should pre-save the new song.
Yeah.
Um, but then I noticed that like in my friendship group, I noticed that you're actually not that known, and I'm like
Yeah.
maybe sometimes I'm the only friend who actually knows you. So if you don't know who Belle is, we're not friends really. But yeah, if like the
Cut them
listener has
out.
no
Cut them
idea,
out.
yeah, cut them out. Yeah, introduce yourself a bit. Tell me about your journey, what you've released so far, maybe
Yeah.
why people should know you.
Yeah, of course. Well, I'm Belle. I'm an independent artist, songwriter, producer in Los Angeles. And I grew up in Central California, um, in a place called Clovis, but it's also next to this town called Fresno that more people know about.
Yeah,
And you know about Fresno?
yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I didn't know the other town, but I know in Nice Fresco. I was like, I
Yeah,
know that one.
yeah. Um, And then growing up, I've always been musical. I was always like singing and doing choir, and then I picked up the violin when I was like 9 and got really into that and did orchestra and was around a lot of other musicians because of that. And I think that was like a big moment for me when I realized like I want to be part of a like an artist community. I want to be around music more. Um, and then I went to college. I went to UCLA. Um, and that was like my dream school. I knew I wanted to go to LA because I know like that's where the music was. And I didn't study music. I actually studied communications. But then I did a lot of like underground classes there that weren't really like for credit. There was just this like class that a lot of musicians on campus took, and it was for audio engineering. And yeah,
Oh,
so it was
okay.
like learning how to place mics and record and mix and all
Yeah.
these things. And I did that for a year, and that really helped me feel more comfortable with like producing myself and with working with other musicians and meeting other people and sort of like building a community over there at UCLA. And then I started playing shows and I was writing a bunch. I started writing a bunch more in college. I kind of was like, I taught myself guitar at 15, but I hadn't really written on guitar that much. But then I really started getting more serious about songwriting in college. And yeah, so then flash forward to I graduated and I got a job at a record label actually. I was like, I thought that
Ooh.
I wanted to do that as like the backup option.
Yeah.
Like if I can't like take the leap of faith into being an artist, like I'll work in the industry and I'll be near it still. And that ended up like totally being really soul sucking and not good for me. So I quit and decided to go full into the music thing and actually start
Yeah.
recording things because I hadn't put anything out yet. I had just been playing shows, but I hadn't recorded anything. So like a little bit after quitting, um, I was nannying for a little bit and getting ready to record, and then COVID happened. And so
Yeah.
I was like, okay, I have all these songs I've been sitting on for years. I just need to get stuff out. I just need to start putting stuff out. So I just like remotely co produced it with a friend of mine, Jimmy Keeley. And I put out my first EP and was like staying up till 3 a.m., like submitting to a bunch of blogs and
Mm.
different
Yeah.
people, like little playlists and stuff like that. And just really trying to advocate for myself and kind of just ended up meeting people through that. And like the moment I started putting music out is when things started to flow. And I think started to meet people and started to get into a better groove and
Mm.
find my community in LA. And yeah, it's been a whirlwind. It's been great to look back and see the growth I've had for sure. Just as an artist and a songwriter too. And I'm just
Yeah.
excited to keep making more music and putting stuff out. And I'm about to go on my first tour this
Yeah, I
month.
saw that.
Yeah, I'm opening for Boyish, and I'm really excited for that. And yeah, it just feels like I'm just pushing forward, and I'm grateful.
Yeah. No, I saw that you're going on tour, and it's like, it's one of those tours where I'm, as a European girl, I'm like really jealous. Because I would love to be like in the States and like actually be able to go to one of those shows.
Yeah,
Especially because I saw you go on a festival like during my birthday, and so I was like,
yeah,
"Ah."
I know.
I
I'm
was
really
actually
excited.
considering that for a moment. I was like, do I buy a flight ticket and then a ticket to the festival and then a hotel?
Oh my
Or
gosh,
but
no.
then I was like, that's a very expensive birthday
Yeah.
present. Yeah,
Yeah, well,
not able.
I'll manifest a European festival and tour.
Yes, 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 please.
Yes, I would love that.
or like a London date. I usually go a lot
Yeah.
to London nowadays, so
Oh, I would love that. That'd be awesome.
yeah, let's manifest
Yes,
it.
I will.
Yeah, I'm truly fascinated by, your journey, and I loved like watching your TikToks now since 1.5 years.
Yeah.
So yeah, no. And I totally love how like how many artists nowadays were like came out of the pandemic, because I
Yeah.
mean I'm one of them, right? This podcast started during the pandemic. I don't think I would have had the time during high school to do
Yeah.
the podcast in any other way.
Yeah.
And so I'm like really fascinated what like so many good creatives came out of this pandemic and was just suddenly there. And it's like
Yeah.
I mean, the pandemic was kind of, had its lows and
Of
stuff like
course.
that, but
Yeah. I think that in a way, maybe that's what helped, create this like boom of art, just going through
mm,
such a rough time. Everybody felt
yeah.
so unsure of everything,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. To channel those uncertainties into
Yeah.
art, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, get that. Yeah. Cold Brew came out today.
Yay.
I really love the song, and what I love the most, I mean, that's mainly because I am a sucker for those slowed down versions on YouTube.
Yeah.
So I really love the ending of the song where it's like slowing
Yeah.
down. I really love it.
I
It's
love
just
that part too. That's like my favorite part.
yeah, and it's like you don't expect that,
It's
right? It's
really
like
unexpected.
yeah, and it's like wow, yes, I love it. So
Thank
that's
you.
my favorite part of the song.
Me too.
Um, I mean, we kind of touched on it already. You go on tour now. Do you know how your new single now kind of reflects on where you are in your artistic journey?
Yeah. I think well, it just is one of those things where I wouldn't have been able to put this out if it weren't for all the other things in the past, like the people that
Yeah.
I met along the way and the growth that I've had through that and the people I've been able to work with. And yeah, I had so much fun making this song.
Hmm.
And I made it with two producers who had worked on my past project on Jet Lag. So it was
Yeah.
exciting to like work with them again together. And um, yeah, I think it's like even just like the outro, like just kind of getting more experimental and having more fun with it, I think is a
Yeah.
cool. It's just I'm excited to do more stuff like that, to just have more fun elements in the music and keep putting some unexpected little things in there.
Yeah. I'm
Yeah.
here for it. I'm here for it.
Good. Yeah.
Yeah. I also love how I mean Jet Lag came out last summer, and then I was like really excited for Are You Okay? And
Yeah.
then you put out like in between that you already put out like Woman on Fire and
Yeah.
now Cold Brew. I'm like really excited how you kind of serve your fans of like so much new music up to me.
Thank
um,
you.
so yeah.
Yeah,
It's
I'm just
really
trying to keep putting stuff out. I have so much music and I just want to keep it going. But yeah.
I love when artists decide to, kind of, I mean, like obviously I'm always the opinion that a work of art is never finished,
Yeah.
like the view of an artist especially. So it's like sometimes you just have to let go. And I'm like big fans of some artists too who are like who I know are like very perfectionist, and
Yeah.
then they're already working on their third album. They haven't like released their debut album yet because
Yeah.
they're like you know
Yeah,
they're
exactly.
like yeah. And that's as much as I love their music, that's kind of annoying to like witness that as a fan and being like,
Yeah.
why don't you just, I mean, we're gonna love it anyway, so
Right.
like
No, it's frustrating as an artist too. I mean,
yeah.
I don't know if I speak for all artists, but for me personally, it's like I have a lot of music and then it's like, oh, but I have to figure out like a release strategy and all these things
Mm,
that it's just like I wish I could just be like, I finished a song today, upload it, boom, there you go.
yeah.
Like
Yeah,
but it's not really
yeah.
how it works right now.
Yeah, I have that I'm writing novels, and so
Oh
I
wow.
totally get that.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm always like, I have a good story. Like, I have a good scene. I've just written a perfect scene. Can I just sell that one scene? Like,
Yeah, yeah, I know.
like,
It's
why do I
like,
have to write an entire book around
yeah.
it? But yeah.
I totally get
So I
that.
get that. I
Yeah.
get that. Yeah. And I do you know Dessa? Do you know what is
I don't know.
DESZA? Do you know?
Oh, that sounds kind of familiar. Yeah, I think so.
Okay. Yeah, she has like released she has done this one. I've seen a couple of more artists now doing it too, but like where she's like every like for 12 weeks she releases like a single every Friday
Oh,
to
wow.
like in a concept of like an album, but she's not releasing it as an album, she's releasing it as singles. And
Yeah.
she has now like a back burner Spotify, which is just sharing demos because she's like, I'm so tired, like I'm so burned out from that project, and I just want to keep sharing music. And
Yeah.
so you have like all my demos, and it's not doing. I mean, obviously she, she still shares it on her socials, and she has like her fan base, but it's
Yeah.
like really. I love how she's just, as you said, she's like, I'm frustrated that I have to figure out a release strategy, and so I
Yeah.
just put out everything just like a demo.
That's
And
amazing.
then
I love that.
yeah, yeah. So I was like really, I kind of really, how am I'm missing the word. I really find it I'm really
Yeah.
fascinated by that courage to like
Yeah.
just to put it out. It's like really, um, I'm doing that at the moment too with my Substack, like just pressing send after I've written something and not
Yeah.
going over it, and it's
Yeah.
like, wow, this is scary.
Yeah,
This
well,
is
it's like
scary.
it goes back to the to not being afraid to make a mistake. Like you just put it out and you're like, okay, I did the best I could
Yeah.
with everything I had, and then just let
Yeah.
it be in the universe.
Nice circling back there.
Yeah.
No, but yeah, it's a good lesson. Um, okay, back to cold brew.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm actually drinking a cold brew.
I know, I am too actually.
Oh, okay, nice.
Woohoo.
There we go. So describe your new song Cold Brew in 3 words.
Yeah. Funny, lonely, and cathartic.
Mm, nice. Yeah, that describes very well. When was the first time you kind of felt the song coming to you?
Hmm.
From you?
I I had a bunch of little like little lines written in my notes app
Yeah.
of ideas, like lyric ideas. And when I was writing the song, it kind of was like I was scrolling through and I saw a couple lines and I was like, oh, these fit together a lot with what I'm going through right now.
Yeah.
Um, and that's kind of how it was born. I had this line for a while, which is like my favorite lyric in the song. It's funny when it's smoky, it makes a better sunset. Um,
Mm,
I had that for a while in my notes app, and I was just trying to figure out where I could put it in a song. Um, but
yeah.
just basically, like, yeah, I was just going through this like weird time of dating where I felt like I have to be this chill girl and I have to act like I'm totally cool, but I'm
Mm,
so sensitive and I get so I
yeah.
spiral so much about people that it's like I'm not chill. And
Yeah,
so
I
that's
feel
kind of
that.
where the song was born from.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's probably why I vibe to it.
Yeah.
That's like, yeah. Yeah, I experience that in dating nowadays too, because it's like cool to be cool and
Yeah.
like pretend to not like them
Yeah.
immediately.
Pretend not to
But then
care, whatever. Yeah.
yeah. And it's like, and then in my mind, I'm like, when I go back home, I will write a fucking poem about this day, so I'm
Yes.
not cool,
Yes, exactly. Like it's like
Yeah,
I know
I'm
I'm
not.
about to go walk to the bathroom and write a little lyric idea in my notes app.
Yeah, yeah. I'm actually caring for this.
Yeah,
So yeah,
I care too much.
yeah, yeah. um, yeah. So that's kind of already touching already on like the inspiration of the track, right? And
Yeah, yeah,
what the
definitely.
song's kind of about.
Yeah,
Um,
just being ghosted.
Yeah,
Hopefully it's
that
not
happens.
super relatable to everybody, but I know people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got ghosted last week on the festival, so
Okay, yeah, yeah.
yeah,
It's
it
always
is quite
painful.
common.
Yeah.
Yeah. So did you self-produce this song or had I?
No, I made it with Jack LeBeau's and John Santana. So John Santana produced Big City on my last
Yeah,
project, and then Jack LeBeau's produced Jet Lag. And then so John is actually Nashville based and Jack is in LA, and John was in LA for a minute, and they actually met through me because of the project, and they started working together on other stuff, and then I was like, oh, we should all, like, the three of us do a bunch of sessions together and write some new
yeah,
stuff, because I knew I had wanted to start on a new EP. So we wrote together for like 4 days, and wrote a bunch of stuff, and Cold Brew was like my absolute favorite from all the sessions. It was so fun.
nice.
They're awesome.
Nice. Yeah, I love how they kind of got to know each other through jet lag,
I know, it's really
and
cute.
now they're like finally working also with you now together.
Yeah, yeah, and
Yeah.
they're doing it with other artists too. It's really cool. I'm happy.
Nice. Yeah, I love when collaboration kind of leads to that. I
Yeah.
really love that. Yeah. So, do you want to get more in depth of how you wrote the song, or like how the song was produced, and like how long it took?
Yeah. So when we started writing this song, um John came up with the piano in the beginning of the song, and we started like writing to that. I started writing the verses, um and then we had this like chorus that we were starting to build out, and I was really stuck. I was like, I can't figure out what I want to say in the chorus, and I can't figure out how I want the melody to be. And then all of a sudden Jack like played this thing on the guitar that was like wow, and then I was like, oh, I keep it. I was like, oh, okay, perfect. And then it all just like flowed right away. I was like, oh my God, I have it. And then we were all just like, woo. And we were like freaking out and jumping around and dancing. And it was like a perfect moment because we were kind of like at this like stalemate for a little bit. And we were like, ah, I don't know if we're going to find the right chorus. And then it just like came out. So
Nice.
yeah, it was really
Yeah,
nice.
love when that happens. Yeah, love when you kind of feel like you hit a wall, and then you kind of feel like the airbag is coming out of the car, and you're like, yes, I've got
Yes. Yes,
it.
totally. That's a good analogy.
um, yeah. So, is there a funny anecdote about a moment maybe of coming up with the melody or the lyrics? That's always kind of a question that gets kind of silenced because no one really has a funny anecdote, but like maybe you've got one.
Yeah, I mean, I think just like the way that it came out, the way that the chorus came out, how it was just so quickly like this aha moment, and like just and then us just like jumping around and being so excited that we finally got something cool, was definitely like a good moment from that.
Yeah, nice. Thanks for sharing that with me.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, I've seen that actually. You've done like a question box on your Instagram, like couple of days before,
Yeah.
and I saw someone asking what your favorite lyric line in it is. So I was like, damn, that is my question.
They stole your thunder.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's a pretty basic question to ask someone about this one, but and I think you already kind of said your favorite line, but
Yeah.
maybe
Yeah.
is that your all-time favorite line, or do you want to have like a second place too?
Yeah, I think, yeah, definitely. It's funny when it's smoky, it makes a better sunset. Just because, like, I like the idea of it being like, even when things are bad, you can find something beautiful about it. And
Mm.
that's just like what music is to me. Like, I'm making something pretty out of something that didn't feel so good.
Yeah.
And, yeah. And then I also really like the lyric of I'm writing drafts in my notes app,
Yeah.
because that's truly who I am. Like when I text somebody, I'm like, okay, let me draft it out first and then I'll copy and paste it into the message.
I'm doing that too.
Yeah. So it's like quite literal, like I do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, I think it was also one of the first snippets you shared on like TikTok, I think.
Yeah.
Like
Mm-hmm.
the first impression I got from the song was
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah,
Where I was like,
definitely.
yeah, yeah, get it. I'm always drafting my poems.
Yep. Yeah.
And I actually hate how I sometimes do that even with emails.
Yeah.
And so I hate how sometimes the Gmail feature, sometimes it doesn't, sometimes it doesn't. But like sometimes when you copy and paste something,
Yeah.
the other can like see it because it get like grayed out.
Yeah. Wait, yes. I've
Yes.
figured out how to change that.
Oh,
Yeah,
really?
there's
Did
like a
you
little
share it?
there's a little button where it says remove formatting and then it'll take it off.
Oh,
Pro tip.
oh, clever. Thank you.
Pro tip for the overthinkers.
Yeah, because it literally looks like really bad. Like I copy and pasted it somewhere like
Yeah.
really terribly. But actually, I've just needed the time to draft this before actually writing it in the email. So
Yeah.
thank you.
Of course.
um, Definitely also, I think there's one of the listeners who's like, oh my God, thank you so much.
Yeah. I got you.
um, is there gonna be a music video about it? First of all, I have to say about the visuals, I already love like like since Are You Okay? I love the cover artwork,
Thank
the
you.
photos. I'm
Yeah.
really a big fan of that. And I was actually getting so hyped when you asked your Discord members of
Yeah.
the cover for the single,
Yeah.
and I think I chose the other one, but I'm still happy to see this one. But it was like,
Oops.
yeah, well, it's okay. But I really no, I just really love how they're kind of cohesive going together, and obviously they're like really beautiful shot, and so maybe
Thank
you want to
you.
shout out the photographer.
Yeah, I have to give a special shout out to S. Shay Spring. She's incredible. She's my best friend and we did all the visuals for this project and sat down and brainstormed and she just did an incredible job. Like every cover is so cool. She made me look
Nice.
cool for sure. And
Yeah.
yeah, I'm very grateful.
Yeah, so is there gonna be a music video to it? I mean, that's kind of
Maybe.
um
I put out a visual just like from the
yeah.
photo shoot. Just like camcorder footage. So I put like a visualizer on my YouTube if you want to check that out. And yeah, I'm potentially gonna do a video for one of the songs. It's just a matter of like budget.
Yeah,
Those videos are
yeah,
so expensive, but I would
yeah.
love to. It would be really fun. Yeah.
Nice. Yeah. I'm I mean, yeah, nowadays you usually I don't even see a lot of music videos anymore.
Yeah. Yeah.
And when I usually like visualizers, but sometimes the visualizers look like they're like good enough to be music videos too, and I
Right.
sometimes think
Yeah, totally.
that's a music video too,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
yeah. But no, I included that question because when I started the series, someone particular asked to come onto the podcast because the single was already out, but she wanted to talk about the music video just because it took a lot of effort and a lot of money to do it, and she was like, I need to get it out in the world. And so
Yeah, yeah,
um,
totally.
since then I kind of have added it to the questionnaire.
No, it's a good question
um,
for sure. Yeah.
yeah. And I mean, if you're doing a music video to it, we can also jump on the call again and like talk about it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Definitely. I know how much effort it like gets into that, and yeah,
Yeah,
so it's a
definitely.
it's a tough job. And I mean, I've done so many interviews where they were like, yeah, we're shooting this now, and it's like 6 months later and the music video is still not out because it's
It
like
takes a
takes so
long
much
time.
work.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's crazy. It really does.
Yeah. And
But
I mean, one day I wanted to get into video editing, and so I know how terribly hard it is.
yeah, it's so tedious. It really is.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I stick then to the audio. And so that's why there's also like audio social media content out there,
Oh
not
yeah.
video anymore of this
Right,
podcast.
right.
I stick to the audio, it's what I'm good at. um Yeah. Oh, this is my favorite question to ask. If you could send the song to any artist or band, dead or alive, knowing they would listen to it, who would it be?
This is so hard. I tried to think about the answer to this question. I don't know. I think like this song specifically has like has like bedroom pop kind of vibes. Um so I don't know. Maybe I would send it to like Claro. I don't know.
Maybe. Maybe
Yeah,
the
it's hard.
Beatles.
Yeah, I'll send it to the Beatles. See what they think.
I'm gonna tag Paul McCartney.
Yeah.
Not
Let me
really
just
uncomfortable.
yeah, just
Yeah, I don't think about.
send it to George and John in the heavens.
Yeah, yeah. Maybe they've listened to it already.
Right, totally.
um, no, but yeah, I love that. It's this dinner question. You can have dinner with like three people that are alive. Who would it be?
Yeah. No,
Just change
definitely. Yeah, definitely the Beatles have been on that dinner question always.
them. Yeah. Um, to the end, to wrap it up, any honorable mentions you want to make? Like anyone else you haven't shouted out, maybe for this project, for the single.
um yeah, just everybody who's been supporting and all the people like that I've met along the way, like on TikTok and just like you. I want to give you a shout out too for your support over the year and
Thank you.
I'm really grateful. I'm always really grateful when people reach out and message me about my music and how it's touched them or whatever. It's helps me to keep going because it's pretty hard as a
Mm,
little artist. You never know if it's making any waves, but yeah,
yeah.
just want to give a shout out to everybody that listens and thank you.
Nice. Do you maybe can you that's also a question, can you like talk about anything that's coming up? I mean, obviously the tour, so
Yeah.
if everyone's listening to this and is living in the States and somewhere near where you're stepping by, you should definitely see Belle.
Yeah, definitely,
Very
definitely
jealous of
come.
that, but go there.
Definitely come by. It's 5 dates, so there's LA, DC, Brooklyn, Chicago, Minneapolis, and then in August I'm playing a festival in Salt Lake City. So yeah, come through if you're in the States and you're near those cities, and
Yeah.
look me up. I'm at Bell Makes Music.
Yeah,
it's
I
a
love the handle.
it's a
Like,
joke. Like it's just like and I'm like sometimes I was talking to one of my friends and she was like, "Do you think people know that it's a bit like your handle?" And I was like, "I don't know. Some people probably think I'm serious, but I don't know."
well, I thought it was serious. There you go.
It's like so on the nose. I love it.
Yeah, there we go. Good joke though.
Yeah.
I'm gonna remember that. Nice. No, but yeah, no, I'm excited for whatever else you're gonna release in the future.
Thank you.
And
Yeah, definitely more music on the way soon. Yay. Thank you for having
yeah,
me, Bonnie.
yeah, thank you for being here.